95% show up rate. That's what I've been able to get with this simple and easy to follow automation. Let me walk you through this today. But first of all, let's talk about how I've actually booked these appointments. So it's super important to reach out to your ideal clients on LinkedIn. I've been able to book all of these appointments, about 18 in the last 2 weeks, only on LinkedIn. Reach out to your audience 20 to 30 DMs a day, and that will fill your calendar with ideal clients. All of these appointments that I've managed to book have all been done on LinkedIn. So as you can see, let me just quickly go through the social proof. Is it not this one? Because that's the appointment that I've literally just booked with a client in the States and she's accepted it as well. Right. So these are the appointments that are upcoming. That is, these are the appointments from the last 2 weeks that we managed to book all again through LinkedIn. And that's all of our appointments that are sitting in the CRM. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, and the reason why we've got these in two different places, Calendly as well as the CRM, is because sometimes we've got an issue with the CRM that we actually in talks with the company about. The clients don't get the confirmation message when we book the appointment through the CRM. So we are in talks with them already. But when that doesn't work, then we usually just book it on Calendly, and that just works absolutely fine. So now that we've got the social proof out of the way, let's dive straight into the automation that we're using. So I'm not really good at these videos, by the way, because this is actually my first YouTube video. So please feel free to give me any recommendation about this. Right. So I've got two different ones actually. So the first one is for clients in the UK, and the second, ignore the other ones, by the way. The second one is for US clients and clients that are outside of US. So let's go through the ones in the UK. Let's go through this workflow. So first of all, Go High Level is actually a CRM that allows you to connect with your clients. You can nurture your clients through this, build up marketing campaigns, sales structures. It's a CRM that allows you to do tons of things. I don't have any affiliation with them. So please feel free to use something like Zapier or any other tool or platform that allows you to build up automatic workflows. Let's quickly go through this without me waffling anymore. So the first step is the trigger. For the trigger to actually kick off, the client needs to fill out a form on our website that starts the trigger and lets the automation know that the form has been filled out and we need to start the workflow. So let me show you the form on our website. If I scroll down, ignore all of this. So for example, if we send this to a client, we've got a link directly where the client can actually come to. So we can, let's just select any time. So obviously not 4 a.m., but for the sake of this is what's going to start the campaign. So the client will actually fill this out just so we've got a little bit of information about the client before the meeting. So as soon as they submit this, confirm these flags, and that's it. This will kick off the automation campaign. So that's the trigger that actually starts the campaign. This is the condition that actually checks if it's a client from the UK or the US. We've actually split this out because we've got a dedicated number for clients in the UK and clients that are outside of UK. I'll explain this a little bit more further down in the video, but this condition is what actually checks if the client is based in the UK or outside of the UK. That's literally all it does. If it's based in the UK, it will continue with the workflow. If it's not based in the UK, if the client is not based in the UK, then it will trigger the US workflow. So if it's a client based in the UK, then it will wait for 1 day before it starts the email automations. So this is the wait that we put in. The next step is the first email that goes out to the client. So this is where we put the subject, just the appointment reminder, and the actual email. All it does is, hey, client's name, it's, and then obviously it talks about my name, and then it obviously says what the agency is, and then it literally just gives out information about the appointment. So what time the appointment is, Zoom link of the appointment, and they've got an option to add it to their Google Calendar. So literally very simple, very straightforward. Now the next one in the flow is to wait 48 hours. This tells the workflow to wait for 48 hours and not do anything before triggering off the next step. This is why it's super important for us to split out the clients based on country. Because if a client is based in the UK, we can send out the SMS from the UK number. If they're based in the States, then obviously our US number kicks in. So this is a simple message. All it does is gives them a confirmation of their Zoom link, the day and time of the meeting. The next one actually waits 1 hour before the meeting starts. So 1 hour before the meeting, it will send out the next email. Let me show you the next email. Again, a simple reminder just so the client is aware that they've got a meeting. Again, all it does is just the location of the meeting and then obviously the company name, which is obviously us, and our signature. Then we wait 17 minutes. After 17 minutes, we send out another text message because you've got to remember that the clients will not always keep an eye on their emails. So it's super important that they fill out the form so you've got a contact number for them. Because if the client still doesn't attend the appointment, you can give them a buzz and remind them about the appointment. It could be something very genuine that has caused them to not attend the appointment. So that the other one in the flow, which doesn't seem to be working, is this SMS. So that is usually sent about 15 minutes before the appointments. Again, simple, straightforward message, but just a nudge for the client to remind them of the appointment. Again, we wait 15 minutes and then we send a final email to the client. 5 minutes before the appointment, we give them a final email in the sequence. That's it. A simple process that has consistently got us a 95% show-up rate. Let me show you the US workflow. Very simple, and I think it's pretty much exactly the same. But all it is a US number because if a client is based in States or if they're not in the UK, that will just trigger this workflow. It's all of it is exactly the same. All it does is just checks if country is not UK, then it will just trigger this workflow. Everything else in the workflow is exactly the same. Wait 1 day to send the first email, wait 18 hours before the appointment to send the SMS, you wait 1 hour before the appointment to send the email, and then again, you wait 17 minutes before the appointment, send an SMS, again, 5 minutes before the appointment, you send a final email. That is it. Simple workflow that is guaranteed to get you about 90 to 95% show up rate because you're not just relying on an email, you're actually relying on giving them a nudge on their contact number because clients might not always keep an eye on their email. So it's super important that you get them to fill out the form, one, so that you can actually learn about them, and two, so you can actually reach out to them if there's an actual reason of why they can't attend the appointment. And that's it. A very simple and straightforward way to improve your show up rate for your appointments. Let me just do a shameless plug at the end. If you want someone to fill your calendar with high ticket appointments on a done for you basis, then reach out to me on LinkedIn and we will do that for you. That's it. I'll see you next week and feel free to please share with me any tips about how I can improve the quality of these videos because I'll tell you what, it has taken me about 4 hours to record this video, even though it's probably going to be about 5 to 8 minutes long. So any feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I'll see you next week.